Welcome to NBA Basketball. I'm Damon Bruce. We've got you covered here on 2K Sports. It's Saturday Night Basketball. It's going to be Joakim Noah and the Chicago Bulls going up against Blake Griffin and the Los Angeles Clippers. And that's it for now. I'll see you again at halftime. Until then, Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke with the call.
Chicago Bulls on the road in this interconference matchup. Kevin Harlan here alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. 2K Sports welcomes you to our coverage of the NBA. The Clippers hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they need to turn it around.
With this being the 3rd game in 4 days, you know the legs are just a tad weary. They don't have the same bounce. You're not quite as fresh. So that means mentally you have to be much more attentive and disciplined.
Especially on the defensive end, Clark, because that's where those tired legs can really hurt you. So like you said, there may be something lacking physically, but you can make up for it with your focus and concentration.
Brought to you by State Farm. Let's take a look at the Bulls opening lineup. Rose and Dang on the floor. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. And it's Bogans in at the shooting guard position. And for the Clippers, Al-Farouq Aminu and Blake Griffin at the forward slots. Mo Williams and Eric Gordon pair up in the backcourt. And it's Kaman in at the 5, home in the paint. Now here's Rose. Lifts up, and Boozer throws it down.
Boy, he set him up beautifully with that assist, room service style.
Here's Gordon.
You know, seeing the Bulls here, they were just absolutely terrific against the Western Conference last year, and I don't think that should be a surprise at all.
Griffin inside, working on Boozer. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
But you got to play defense without fouling, and they did not do that in that game. The foul trouble by the end of the game was really a major issue.
And it hurt them in 2 ways. One, in addition to all the points it led to at the free throw line. 2, it also prevented them from being able to play aggressive defense down the stretch. So a double-edged dilemma.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, Vinny Del Negro gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said obviously they'll be trying to emulate the success they had against the Bulls in the team's first meeting of the season. He liked the balance they had between their defense and offense in that game. We defended Derrick Rose and still had a lot of energy at the other end of the floor. He wants once again to establish and maintain that balance. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Stolen by Gordon. Right side, Williams. Dishes to Kaman. Back to Williams. And Rose picks him up defensively. Feeds to Gordon. 4 on the shot clock. Takes a 3. Again, the miss by Gordon.
Well, it was a shame that Eric Gordon missed almost 2 months last season with the wrist injury. But when he's playing, he's as strong and explosive as any 2 guard in the league.
Now here's Rose. He's coming off a 34-point game against the Suns in Phoenix. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. Clark, you mentioned the scoring boost for Eric Gordon. He said that within the next couple of seasons, he wants to be the NBA's top scorer. Think he can get that, Steve?
He's got the ability. I mean, the way he can shoot the ball and put it on the floor and use his strength to get to the rim. What I liked last year, Kevin, is he upped his assist total to over 4 a game. That's pretty good for a shooting guard. And Carlos Boozer signed that big free agent contract with Chicago before last season and then broke his hand before the year even started. But he came back, got healthy, and became a strong presence, and the Bulls had a great season.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
You know, just to follow up on what you said there, Steve, I mean, injuries have been an issue for Boozer over his career. I mean, he gives the Bulls a low post presence, and they've needed that for years, so I think it can be a good fit for him.
Here's Rose, averaging 30 points per contest. He dishes it to Bogans, defended by Gordon. Bogans kicks to Rose. And the pass to Noah. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Noah's got his first basket.
Thibodeau really connected with the players on the Bulls roster early on. I mean, Derrick Rose attributed the huge jump in his game and what he made defensively to the coaching of Tom Thibodeau.
Now here's Kaman, averaging 14 points a game. Working on Noah. Clock at 6. Left side, Gordon. And that one's good. Well, Clark, and it just wasn't Rose, as you mentioned. I mean, the whole team bought into his coaching philosophy. And, Steve, you've always said, and Clark has too, that when the best player follows, everybody else will follow that best player.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I mean, when Derrick Rose is buying in and believing in what the coach is selling, it's easy for everybody else to jump on board. And when that happens, you really gain a lot of momentum as an organization.
And here is Williams after the 3 moments ago from Luol Deng. Williams dishes to Griffin. Eric Gordon on the wing. 32 points for him last game against Utah.
Tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
Rose against Kaman. Beyond the arc. And the Bulls, another 3.
It's been all about ball movement here. Great passing.
Yeah, anytime you've got an unselfish team, the ball will find the open player.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
Look, Noah's really not missing a beat in the playoffs last season as he continued to patrol the paint, attack the boards, and play with that passion and energy that has been one of his trademarks.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at the Heat. Right now, they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And, of course, the Chicago Bulls, 2 spots down.
You know, for the Bulls, they played terrific basketball this year. They haven't missed a beat after the success they had last season. Well, it's hard to find a team that matches up with them comfortably.
Well, you're right, Clark. I mean, they would probably have the upper hand against almost any team in this league. I mean, they're a very difficult matchup. They've got plenty of talent, and they're so well coached. And what I like is they play hard every single night.
Stolen by Bogans. The Bulls leading by 9. That's good from Deng on the assist by Rose. Deng's got 5 now.
Tell you what, guys, they are really playing well.
Yeah, up double digits already and continuing to pour it on. No let up in sight.
Picked by Griffin. The kick out to Williams. Kicks it to Moon. Shot clock at 6. Williams passes to Moon. Fades and shoots. Can't get it to go. Now Chicago takes it the other way. This is their second game playing the Clippers this season.
Well, I remember that game, guys, and they committed so many silly fouls. They got into foul trouble early. Some of their starters had to go to the bench. They were sending their opponent to the free throw line. It went south in a hurry for them.
Williams kicks to Gordon. There's the dish to Kaman. There's the feed to Griffin. He's working on Boozer. And that one's good. Griffin's got his first bucket of the night. An ugly loss for them previously, as Steve just talked about, Clark.
And that foul trouble played a major role, Kevin. The players in the lineups they had to use didn't really have a feel for each other because they weren't accustomed to playing together for that long a time.
Now here's Dang, trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Phoenix.
Fellas, they are heating up from outside now.
Yep, of their last 5 hoops, 3 of them have come from long range.
And the Clippers call time here.
Now, the Clippers are such a young, exciting team. And last season they went 23-18 at home at the Staples Center. This is a team with a very bright future, and they'd like to establish that home court.
From another planet when I spit a verse with a beat in my body, and every time I get up in the booth, sipping up 182. Now they wanna say they should've never let me loose out of the cage, like I'ma see what I'ma do. It's twisting and chasing the rap on the track, and hit you with the Midwest flow. Even if you ain't ready, yeah, all I gotta say is ready, set, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
This is a look at the NBA's assist leaders over the last 10 games. Man, can these guys pass the ball? You look at Mo Williams, top 5 in the NBA, and his teammates love him.
Boy, he's really done a nice job of looking for his teammates and getting them the ball on time and in rhythm, and it's resulted in more open looks for his team, and that's all good.
Taj Gibson's checked in for the Bulls. Brewer comes in for Keith Bogans. Here is Williams, looking for his first bucket of the game. Brewer gets the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul, team's first.
Here's Williams. They trail by 14. Came in a screen on Rose. Gordon kicks to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Over Brewer. Offensive rebound. Kaman drops in the layup for 2. Kaman's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, that's a nice job on the boards to allow them a second high-quality look.
Williams against Gibson. Rose, defended by Griffin. Rose against Williams. And taken away by Moon.
Turned it over there, but they built this lead by making the most of their possessions and keeping their turnovers really low.
Here is Rose. Just over 3 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Noah with a screen on Gordon. Brewer with the ball. 6 to shoot. The kick out to Rose. And the Bulls, another 3.
Vinny Del Negro didn't have an easy go of it leading the way for the Clippers in his first year coaching that team, but he was able to get them to up their win total, and that's something to build off of.
Now here's Williams. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. And Rose picks him up defensively. Williams kicks to Moon. Good, great play by Williams to set it up.
Well, getting back to Del Negro, Clark, I mean, this is a team that has a lot of young talent. They got Blake Griffin to build around, but it's had a losing culture for so long. So this is a tough job. I mean, he's got to really change their style, get them to buy into playing defense and playing together, and try to build some momentum with a franchise that really never has had any.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
When you look at when the Bulls' fortunes turned, I mean, getting that ping pong ball to bounce their way in 2008, which ended up being Derrick Rose, that's a player that can change the direction of your franchise in a hurry, and he has.
And these tracks was just a favor and turned into a classic hater. I run rap like a master data. You take forever to make a procrastinator. seat. In the story of Victoria's Secret. That's what you should keep. Never mistake kindness for weakness. If you feel the heat in the kitchen, or just washing dishes, or to win shit with the big dreams and wishes. Don't stop the list. Just keep trying to get in. Cause you're gonna get
A different look for the Clippers. Al-Farouq Aminu, he's checked in for Moon. Foy comes in for Eric Gordon. And Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Mo Williams. Kurt Thomas, he's checked in for the Bulls. Rasul Butler comes in for Luol Deng. Clark, back to the point you made, seems to be how it always, Steve, works out for the Chicago Bulls.
Well, how about the odds of them getting Derrick Rose? About 1.7%. So they got lucky, but they took advantage, and Chicago has really built its team around Derrick Rose.
Now, here's Thomas. Tries a three. Clippers trail by 8. Now Bledsoe. And Griffin slams it in.
Slamming it home off the alley-oop. Remarkable.
Well, his eyes got wide as he went up for that one.
And he timed his leap perfectly to meet the pass at the top of its arc.
.121 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Rose. Eric Bledsoe covering. Looking to end the run. Buries the jump shot. Gibson's got his first points in this one.
Boy, excellent vision. Sharing the pumpkin leads to another basket.
And you look at that differential, guys, the points off assists are definitely in their favor.
Now, here's Aminu. 20 points for him last game against the Utah Jazz. And the shot is good.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Here is Brewer. Al-Farouq Aminu picking up that last basket. Rose dishes to Brewer. Back to Rose. Kaman against Gibson. Over Kaman. Griffin grabs the board.
You know, you see some of the inconsistency in regards to his shooting. I mean, that last shot, I think that's preventing him from taking his game to the next level. Inconsistency on that kind of shot.
Now about 10 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Nice shot by Foy.
Well, everyone seems to have the hot hand here early on.
You know, if they keep up this scoring pace, we'll definitely see some big point totals from both of these teams.
Rose gets the bucket. Rose has got 5 points so far.
The finger roll finish. A little finesse for you, folks.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Bulls lead by 5.
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
And we'll see you in just a moment.
Coming up next Thursday night, Chris Paul and the New Orleans Hornets go up against Blake Griffin and the Los Angeles Clippers. The NBA season is in full swing. Make sure to catch it.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Here's Williams, looking for his first bucket of the game. So with Rose on the bench, here's the 5 for Tom Thibodeau right now. Luol Deng and Carlos Boozer, they're in the forward slots. Bogans is out there with Watson, and it's Noah in at the 5 spot.
Well, an illegal screen is one of the toughest calls for the official to make.
You know, I agree with you. You've got to have some sympathy for the referees when they have to make calls like that, but they get paid well, and they're the best in the business, so they can handle it.
The Bulls leading by 5. Now Bogans. Covered by Foy. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Boozer. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. For three, and Bogans gets it to go. Bogans got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Bulls. He kicks it to Foy. Now here's Williams. Pass to Smith. And here's Foy. Jacks up a three. The rebound by Noah.
Boy, I tell you, Joakim Noah wasn't a sure thing coming out of Florida as far as GMs were concerned. I mean, they weren't sure about how his fiery style of play would translate to the NBA, but I think he's been outstanding.
Here's Williams. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Diagu the pass to Aminu. He's picked up by Dang. Now, here's Aminu. He's covered by Dang. Clock at 6. Baseline jumper. Rebound by Carlos Boozer. Boozer's got his 4th rebound in this one. Well, you're right on that, Clark, about Noah. He did win the 2 national championships down in Gainesville, but he almost appeared a little bit, you just didn't know what you were going to get.
Right.
But now the numbers last year, 12 points, 10 rebounds with good percentages.
That's strong.
And Steve, that's what you want from your center.
Yeah, Kevin, I don't think Noah's effectiveness always shows up in the stats because it's his energy and his aggression and his emotion that he brings that really makes a big impact for the Bulls.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Well, you look at this Clippers team in the bottom 3 in the Western Conference last season, but they've got a lot of young talent. Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Eric Gordon. And this is a team that's only going to get better. They sure seem to be headed in the right direction.
Turned into a classic hater. I run rap like a master data. You take forever to make a procrastinator. Blind, can't see. And your story of Victoria's Secret. That's what you should keep. Never mistake kindness for weakness. If you feel the heat in the kitchen, or just washing dishes, or wishing with the big dreams and wishes. Don't stop the list. Just keep trying.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. But look at the Mavericks. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And of course, there's the Clippers, 5 games behind.
Right now for the Clippers, they've been as flat as they can be this season. It might be time not just for some lineup changes, but a major overhaul.
Yeah, you might be right, Clark, because you can see that there's no spark to this club. Nothing seems to be clicking. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some big changes.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Thomas comes in for Joakim Noah, and Derrick Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson. Here's Bledsoe. He's picked up by Dang. Bledsoe kicks to Foy. He feeds it to Kaman. He passes it to Griffin. Shot clock at 6 to stop the run. Here's Bledsoe. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Bledsoe's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And there's Dang. That's good on the assist by Rose. Rose has got his 5th assist in this one. Clippers trail by 12. Bledsoe with it. And Aminu kicks to Griffin. Working on Boozer. The jump hook gets it to go. 8 points for Blake Griffin.
And you can see the strategy has been to take the ball inside here.
That's where you get high percentage looks and draw fouls, Steve, and it's a good way to play.
Now here's Boozer. Outside Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Over Bledsoe. Rebound by the Clippers. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
How about their free throw shooting in that game, guys? They just gave away so many easy points. Tough to win when you do that.
Well, it's hard to call them free throws if you can't make them. I mean, they were very undependable at the line, and when that happens, it's going to impact the game.
Now, here is Foy. Following the miss by Derrick Rose. Nice shot by Foy. Here is Rose. 5 points in the game. Passes it to Bogans. Screen by Boozer. Over Foy. Another one falls for Chicago.
Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
Now, here's Aminu. He's guarded closely. Here's Foy. He's got 5, 6 to shoot. Dunks it down.
Old school, old-fashioned, one-hand power jam.
Just like you, Clark, tried and true.
Yeah, that's all he needed to do, just taking care of business out there.
And Boozer backs in. Back to Rose. Good ball movement. Fader on the way. And it's Chicago scoring again.
You look at their scoring. Mid-range jumpers account for 6 of their last 10 points.
Well, defensively, they're doing a nice job of keeping them out of the paint, but you got to give them credit. They're knocking down shots.
Thomas gets the whistle for blocking. That is his first foul of the game.
Just did not get to the spot in time, and that's going to be a blocking foul.
Well, I thought the defender made a good effort, and it's a hard call to have go against you, but it's the right one.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Craig Smith, he's checked in for Griffin. Gordon comes in for Randy Foy. And Mo Williams subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Here's Gordon, averaging 19 points per contest. Outside Williams, shot clock at 6. Back to Gordon. Over Bogans, and there's the rejection.
You know, it might not be the biggest margin, but don't take what they've done on the boards for granted. I mean, it's been a strong area for them in this game.
Well, you know, Clark, I mean, it all adds up. You do a little bit better job here, a little better job there, and you look up, it makes a big difference on the scoreboard.
And it's Kaman missing. The Bulls leading by 10. The 3. That one goes. Count it.
They just lost him on the break that time defensively. I mean, he slid out to the three-point line and had plenty of room.
Now, here's Aminu, defended by Butler. And the basket good. Aminu's got his second basket of the night. Here is Watson. Outside Butler. From the wing. Rebounded by Kaman. Kaman's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Outside Williams. Outside Gordon. A three-pointer off the mark.
I'm sure he'd like to have a do-over here. He just hasn't been able to make a significant contribution in this one. Eric Gordon was the number 7 pick out of Indiana back in 2008, and by nature he's a quiet guy, but he's taken on more of a leadership role lately, and I think that's good for him and the Clippers.
Now here's Boozer. He has 7. Shot clock at 3. Watson. Another shot. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Great awareness by fouling on that layup. Make him earn 2 points.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, send him to the line instead of giving up an easy 2.
Well, Clark, going back to what you said about Eric Gordon and his leadership role, his coach, Vinny Del Negro, said that Gordon has to continue to set an example with his work ethic. But, Steve, there are still some weaknesses to his game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Gordon could develop better as a defender, both individually and as a team defender. And he's not a great rebounder for his career. He maybe gets about 3 per game. And he's got to do what all young players do, which is continue to improve and understand the game out there on the floor.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Now, the Bulls had to battle some injuries last year, but it didn't slow them down one bit in their rampage through the East. Carlos Boozer missed time early. Joakim Noah missed a large chunk of the season as well, but it didn't slow them down.
Right up. Good D by Boozer.
Well, with good defense down low, that's a shot he's not going to convert very often.
Now Watson. Now Smith defending. Noah with a screen on Smith. Here is Watson. He's guarded by Williams. And again, no good by Chicago. Steve, you talked about the injuries. Boozer, Clark, you come to expect it a bit with the Bulls, but they didn't miss a beat.
They had the depth to make up for it. I mean, Boozer's injury clearly was a problem, but then Noah was out for a while as well, and they really missed his length and activity, particularly on defense and on the boards. Could you imagine their record if they had stayed healthy all year? Wow. It would have probably been close to that 70 mark.
Absolutely, you're right. And Aminu kicks to Gordon. Here's the three. It's hauled in by Watson. And here are the Bulls now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Dishes it to Bogans. And it's Gordon picking him up. Here is Bogans. 13 points in the game. Takes the three. And the Bulls another three.
That's 9 straight points coming off 3 3-pointers. The defense just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing them. I think they've got to find a way to chase them off the three-point line.
Now here's Kaman. 6 points for him. Kaman a screen. Left side Williams. From deep. Count the bucket. Williams has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The Bulls leading by 16. Watson kicks to Butler. Feeds to Boozer. The Clippers grab the miss. Kaman's got 4 rebounds in this game. Now here's Williams. Right now averaging 15 points a game. Aminu with the bucket.
And I think defensively you've got to commit a second defender because he's just destroying you right now.
Yeah, one-on-one, he's been a handful.
And here's Watson. He dishes it to Bogans. Lets it go with a three. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
That's 4 of their last 5 coming from long range. This offense is cooking.
Yeah, it's rolling, really rolling. And defensively, they kept collapsing, Steve, and leaving them open. So now they're in trouble. They're in a real dilemma now.
Kaman backing down. Shoots a fader. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
You have to love the fact that they created an excellent shot.
Here's Watson. No good. And that concludes the first half. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Glad you could join us this Saturday night. It's time for the HP Halftime Report. Chicago with the lead against the Clippers. They started the season off on the right foot, looking good so far. Luol Deng's been clicking through the first 2. How's that for a shooting percentage? 100. Yes, 100% from the court. Not too bad. Not the same story, though, for the Clippers. They're getting crushed on the glass. They better stiffen that upper lip, find a way to get it done. A tough start for Eric Gordon. Right now, I'm not sure if he could hit water if he fell out of a cliche. He's shooting under 20%. Great effort on the court by these two in the first half. We'll see if they can carry the load again in the second. And now a look in on other games from the NBA as we go around the league. Over at Phillips Arena, it was the Hawks losing to the Mavericks. It wasn't even close, a big disappointment from this club. Josh Smith was their scoring leader. And another game also in the books. Cleveland with a loss to the Bobcats at Time Warner Cable Arena. Hard game to watch as a fan. Baron Davis was their top scorer. And here's a look at the other NBA action around the league. At AT&T Center, the Spurs with a win over the Kings. They've taken 2 of their last 3 games. Manu Ginobili led them in scoring. Time for us to wrap things up. Let's get back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll see you next time.
There you get a view of LA Live and the Staples Center as we return to action here in Los Angeles. Here's Williams. Griffin and Kaman are up front. Mo Williams and Eric Gordon pair up in the backcourt. And it's Aminu in at the small forward. That's Vinny Del Negro's 5 as we get into the second half. And there's the pass to Keenan. Shoots it up. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there. Here is Rose. Back to Boozer. Griffin on him. And he converts the layup. 9 points for Carlos Boozer.
And I like his aggressiveness going to the hoop using that height advantage. Well, I like what the Bulls have done the last couple of years. They've really put a nice team together. Carlos Boozer, a great scorer and rebounder down on the block, but he has helped defensively with his teammates, and they really seem to work well together on that front line.
Here is Bogans, defended by Gordon. Right side Rose. Here's Dang. Kamen with the block. Clippers trailed by 14. They double him with Dang. Aminu with it. He has 7. And Griffin backs in. Post shot. And he lays it up and in. Griffin's got 10 points in the game. And Boozer, Steve, surrounded by a cadre of long shot-blocking bigs. And, Clark, that can focus now him on providing muscle.
Yeah, exactly. It gives him a chance to do his job and to play the role carved out for him. And, right now, scoring and rebounding, that's where he makes his way. You pair him with defenders and shot blockers, that's a pretty strong combination, Kevin.
It is, you're right.
I'm sure they'd like to get more shots like that one.
And the Clippers have possession. It's a 14-point game. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Well, the Clippers made so much improvement last year, but one area they struggled, they only went 13-17 against the weaker Eastern Conference. So that's a number they'd like to improve upon this year.
With a break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. 4th, Blake Griffin.
How about the season he had in the paint? Just rebounding numbers were mind-boggling.
Here's Kamen. 10 points for him. Williams dishes to Griffin. Noah picks him up. Here's Gordon. Kicks it to Aminu. This one for 3. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. Noah's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Rose kicks to Bogans. 3-pointer. Hits the bucket. Bogans got 22.
Another 3 goes down, guys.
Yeah, you got to get up into them defensively. I mean, you got to put pressure on guys and make them put the ball on the floor.
Now, here's Aminu. He's got 7, and it's Kamen missing.
And that's the way it's been. A big margin for them in the rebounding category.
Sometimes you got to get down and dirty and do the dirty work. And in this one, they've done it, and it's paid off on the scoreboard in a big way.
Boozer. It's in. Boozer's got 4 points in the quarter.
Making it look easy out there.
Yeah, it's been a lopsided affair on the floor, guys, and on the scoreboard.
Williams kicks to Gordon. The feed now to Kamen. The dish now to Griffin. And it's blocked. The Bulls leading by 19 points. Here's Rose. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Well, and you knew it was coming for Derrick Rose, already a great player, but he took a huge step forward last season, probably became the best point guard in the NBA. Phenomenal campaign for the Chicago Bulls, and really improved his three-point shooting, which was just amazing.
Jamario Moon, he's checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And no problem at the line here for the three-point play. We're talking about Rose, and Steve just talked about some of the things that he thinks about him and his rise to stardom. And Clark, he's had all the tools since day one, but he really obviously put it all together last season in what was an MVP, very special season. Do you think right now he is the best point guard in the league?
I don't know if I'd say he's the best. He's certainly in that category, no doubt. He's a different type of point guard, though. When you look at his athleticism, his size, his speed, love his demeanor, and he's so young, you can continue to see him grow and develop. But certainly you've got to talk about Chris Paul, Darren Williams, and I think it's a matter of what flavor you like in your point guard.
Sure.
He's more of a scoring presence at the point, and I'm fine with that. He's not the kind of setup guy that Paul or Nash or Williams is, but that's okay. Variety is fine.
Williams passes to Griffin. Right side, Griffin. Here's Moon. Drains it from beyond the arc. He's got 6.
Well, he found the open man on the perimeter and got the ball to him.
Here's Rose. 10 points for him. On the wing, Dang. Outside Rose. Clock at 6. Left side Rose. Over Williams. Rose. Good. Rose has got 12 points in the game. Picked by Griffin. Left side Gordon. Williams dishes to Kaman. Over Noah. That's good from Kaman on the assist by Williams. Williams has got his 4th assist in this one. The Bulls leading by 19. Now Bogans. 22 points for him. And it's Gordon picking him up. Bogans kicks it to Noah. Boozer. Griffin on him. Shoots from the baseline. Again, Chicago.
I tell you what, you watch this guy put it in the basket, and his scoring ability can just astound you at times.
Here's Williams. Fires the 3. Moon can't hit.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
The 3 is launched, and there's Dang. That's good on the assist by Rose. Rose has got 6 assists here tonight. Now here's Williams. He kicks to Moon. Griffin inside. He's covered by Boozer. Sweet move. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. That's on Joakim Noah.
Boy, you look at Blake Griffin's background, really interesting. Coached by his dad in high school, played with his brother Taylor in high school and college. Actually was part of a couple of high school championship teams.
He misses the free throw. And for Blake Griffin, he decided to follow his brother Clark to the University of Oklahoma in Norman for college, and Griffin stayed there a couple years. Steve, he was the college player of the year after his sophomore season.
Well, you can see, Blake Griffin just flat out a winner. He brings so much to the table in terms of his game, his athleticism, but also his poise and his leadership. So the Clippers are extremely fortunate to be able to build their franchise around him. How impressive was Blake Griffin? Became an all-star in just his first season actually playing with the Clippers. And not many people can ever do that in the NBA, especially these days when the players are coming in at such a young age.
Now here's Griffin, following the miss by Derrick Rose.
Boy, that dunk got everybody up off their seat.
Oh, they're loving it, aren't they, Steve?
Well, how could they not? I mean, he put the cherry on top of the sundae on that one.
Yeah, right. And Blake Griffin, an all-star in his first season, the last rookie, Clark, to be selected as a reserve for the all-star game, Tim Duncan, back in 1998.
It's pretty rare you have a player walk into the NBA and pretty much immediately claim superstar status. It was a combination, though. The weight for Blake Griffin after the injury that cost him his official rookie year, and then also doing it in L.A. And it doesn't hurt when you can become a hit on YouTube with all of those monster throwdowns.
Here's Diagu. Here's Gordon. Kept alive. Goes back up. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Eric Gordon. 14 points for Blake Griffin. The Bulls leading by 22. And here's Rose. He's got 12. Brewer with the ball. Dang passes to Brewer. Left side Rose. Over Bledsoe. Another one falls for Chicago.
Well, for the Clippers, they have the athleticism, the size, and the strength to be a good defensive team, but clearly they need more experience. They were in the bottom half of the NBA in defensive efficiency.
Griffin against Noah. Griffin dishes to Bledsoe. And Rose picks him up defensively. Right side, Gordon. Over Brewer. Again, the miss by Gordon. And, you know, when you talk about the Clippers, Clark, where do you think they need to improve most defensively? We just heard Steve say in defensive efficiency. That's a good place to start.
Yeah, that would be. And it's all mindset, Kevin, especially when you got a young team. It's about committing to play defense and then learning how to communicate. A lot of young players have to be taught how to talk and how important talking is and communicating is. Then it's effort. So if you get those things in place, you got a chance to be good defensively.
Boy, that communication point you bring up is an excellent one. You're right on the money there.
Thanks.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Aminu kicks to Bledsoe. He feeds it to Diagu. Straight up. And it's Gordon missing. Here's Dang. 15 points in the game. Pass to Rose. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
That's his first personal foul.
And the official right on top of that one.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Steve. He didn't hesitate to make that call, and now he'll get his chance at the line.
The free throw drops for Rose. Both teams will make substitutions. Both shots good from the stripe. Gets it off. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Bulls out front, opening up a huge gap.
Coming up next Tuesday, Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls take on Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets. The new season in the NBA rolls on. You don't want to miss it.
Now let's check in with Doris Burke for our Sprite Spark of the Game. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, our spark of the game goes to the Bulls for that major surge. They have had the answer for every defense they've had thrown their way and keep adding to their lead. There has been no let-up in play, and they should have a strong fourth. Let's see how it turns out, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. That run has made a difference, guys. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what got them off and going.
Yeah, they were really able to seize the momentum at that point, and they just rode it.
A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So the Bulls 5 right now. They've got Kyle Korver. Thomas is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Ronnie Brewer, and it's Watson in at the point. Here's Thomas, and no good. His first shot of the night, missing. Here comes Williams. Now Thomas defending. Thomas against Williams. Clark, we're seeing more and more undersized power forwards who are proving that they can contribute in the NBA.
Yeah, you know, the list is fairly long. DeJuan Blair, Chuck Hayes, Paul Millsap, Glenn Davis, Craig Smith, Brandon Bass. It all points to tenacity is sometimes as important as size.
Some bangers in that group, huh?
Yeah, wide bodies.
And so here is Chicago. Al Farouk Aminu missing on the three. Gibson against Williams. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And why do you think it's that power forward 6'8" and under are starting, Clark, to make their mark now?
Well, I think with the floor spaced out, the way teams like to play transition basketball and shoot the three, pick and roll action, and a lot of times those wide bodies have wingspans that allow them to play taller.
Good points. First free throw is good.
Mo Williams came over to the Clippers in that deal for Baron Davis at the deadline a season ago, and his numbers really picked up after that trade. He was very happy with the move, and he played very well with the Clippers.
And both free throws good for Williams. Back to that trade, it seemed to be just the change of scenery that Mo needed.
Yeah, you know, folks can get stale. I mean, players sometimes stay in a place too long. Coaches can do the same. It can happen. So it seemed like the change of scenery was pretty good for Mo. And the Clippers needed a veteran like him. So that could add to the equation as well.
Here is Watson. He passes to Korver. Fires from deep. It's Mo Williams with the rebound. The second chance effort. No good on the layup.
And the defender, the rotation came over, really seemed to bother him, and that threw that shot off. Well, basketball is a finesse sport, but with players getting bigger and stronger all the time, it's becoming more and more physical. And I think that's one of the reasons you see these players wearing so much protective gear. Knee pads, padding under their jerseys. It's really caught on.
Here is Watson. Al Farouk Aminu picking up that last basket. Korver kicks to Gibson. He's covered by Aminu. Shot's good by Gibson. You were talking about all this new protective gear players are wearing now. Clark, do you think you could have used some of that when you played?
Well, more than protective gear, I think just some of the different training techniques and understanding of how the body works and can be maximized for peak efficiency would have helped me in terms of my knee trouble. I look at how the guys train now and focusing on the core and the glutes and the legs and the low back, and all of that kind of training 25 years ago perhaps would have helped me prolong my career and help some other guys who ended up having knee trouble.
Gets it to go.
You got to respect him out there. He can hit that shot.
Here is Watson. Williams picks him up. Now Watson. Korver passes to Gibson. Gathers. Shot denied.
It's been a struggle for him offensively tonight, and they'd love to have his production out there.
Williams. Rebound by the Bulls. Gibson's got 4 rebounds in this game. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. Unload from 9. Watson's shot is off.
Oh, he had a great look at that, but really good defense contesting that shot.
And here's what the Chicago Bulls schedule is looking like. It's off to Utah for him after this game as they take on the Jazz. So for the Clippers, Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Kaman. Gomes comes in for Al Farouk Aminu. And it's Gordon in for Jamario Moon. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Thomas. Dang comes in for Ronnie Brewer. Keith Bogans, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Derek Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson. Now here's Rose. Here is Bogans. Back to Rose. Outside Boozer. Just 5 to shoot. Griffin with the steal.
Well, if the defender doesn't buy the pump fake, there's a good chance he's going to be able to tip that ball loose.
Williams against Gibson. Now, here is Foy. He's picked up by Dang. 4 on the clock. Easy shot. Count that one.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
And here's Rose.
Well, you look at some of these great young point guards who have exploded onto the scene in recent years in the NBA. Guys like Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, John Wall. I think they're really revolutionizing the position and how they're able to finish at the rim. The combination of speed and size and power, just incredible.
And Griffin backs in. The fader. That is good. And going back to all the explosive point guards that have come into the league, the no hand check rules created an opening for these guys, quite literally. And they have jumped all over it and taken advantage of it.
Yeah, much like in football where the quarterback is pretty much protected, the same with outstanding ball handlers and penetrators. I mean, defenders can't lean on them. So they have to play off of them, and that leaves them relatively easy passing lanes, sometimes open jump shots, and driving lanes. And when they do get by defenders, a lot of these guys are excellent at finishing in traffic.
Here's Gordon, following the score by Derrick Rose. Goes up, and Griffin scores. The assist by Eric Gordon. Gordon's got 3 assists tonight. Smooth sailing for Chicago. Bogans dishes to Rose. Outside Boozer. Outside Rose. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Rose has got 17 now, just in the second half. Gomes with it. Now Griffin. Boozer picks him up. Boozer against Griffin. Here's Foy. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So, shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
And it's the Bulls with the ball after the Clippers pick up 2.
Well, it's too bad after such an efficient first half. He's starting to turn the ball over here in the second.
Dang against Gordon.
Well, it's quite incredible that this great game of basketball with all its intricacies started around 120 years ago with 13 rules written on a piece of paper by Dr. James Naismith. And those very first rules were auctioned off by the Naismith family last December for over $4 million.
That's good from Boozer. Well, Clark, that's an interesting story you talk about. That $4 million donation or bid was made by a Kansas Jayhawk fan. Going back to those first 13 rules, of course, the sport has changed quite a bit since those early days at the Springfield YMCA. But, Steve, the foundation was laid, and it's grown into this great game we know and certainly love today.
Well, I'm sure James Naismith couldn't have imagined the athleticism of the players that we're seeing today. And obviously, the rules that were written back then have been changed and adapted to suit the style that's going on today. But, yeah, phenomenal game, so popular around the world, growing so quickly. And just a joy for us to be able to sit here and watch this game every day.
And the Clippers call time here.
You know, the Bulls were a tough team while traveling last season and ended up with the second most road wins in the Eastern Conference, trailing only the Miami Heat.
Y'all already know who it is. It's Russell, Boston, Travis Barker. Back to the beach, we gotta go. Get you with the bus. Everybody better know that we better let it blow. And we gotta get it, yo. Everybody, if you're really with me. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, 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 let's go. I already spit it to the rhythm of the piano, so now I gotta get a drum myself. Put the T up on the track, I'll be phenomenal, cause when it comes to having a hit, I'ma make another one. Blink 182 times, we can see the twist to it.
So for the Bulls, Thomas comes in for Joakim Noah. And Taj Gibson is subbed in for Carlos Boozer. Here is Williams. And Griffin backs in. He gathers. The shot, no good. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Pushing it up. Deflects the pass. Here's Butler. That's good.
This team just looking to run at every opportunity.
Circles around them is what they're doing. I mean, pushing the tempo and really enjoying an advantage there.
Here is Williams. Picked by Griffin. Williams kicks to Griffin. From 11 feet away. Now Thomas defending. And that one's good. Griffin's got 6 here in this quarter. Here's Pargo. 1:58 left in the fourth. NBA legend Rick Barry wrote that he thinks the players today are much better ball handlers than in his era. Would you agree, Clark?
Yeah, I certainly would. I mean, you think about it, players nowadays idolize the Magics and the Iversons of the world, and they have a lot more good ball handlers to look at and pattern themselves after.
Gets it to go.
And that should do it. This is an insurmountable lead.
Yep, there's too little time left, too big a deficit to overcome. This one's over.
Now here's Griffin. The tray. And again, it's the Clippers from deep. In what ways do you think the players of Barry's era were better?
You know what? It's interesting. I think players in the era of Rick Barry understood how to play more, without the ball especially. Guys now are so locked into having the ball that they're not as effective without it.
And so here is Chicago. Maurice Williams letting it go from 3. Here's Thomas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
That's his third personal. At the line for the Bulls, Kurt Thomas. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Wow, what a turnaround from the line this half. Not one foul shot missed yet.
Well, when you have the lead and you're trying to close out games, you've got to make free throws, and that's exactly what they're doing.
And so he makes both from the line. Here's Williams. 1:05 left here in the fourth quarter. And blocked.
And they have a huge advantage on the boards.
Well, this has been one-sided so far, both on the rebounding side and the scoreboard.
Here's Pargo. Now, here's Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Korver, no luck.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
Now here's Williams. Here's Aminu. It's hauled in by Thomas. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The clock now can just run out for the Bulls. Here's Pargo. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Well, that'll do it for us. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, Kevin Harlan saying so long. And as we end the game, we bring you our Jordan Player of the Game.